welcome to tonight's All-American ARCA series, coming at you live here on the Team Goon Squad broadcasting channel. As always, in the booth, I'm James East, bringing you the action, 1080p, 60 frames a second, always here for a great time. As we get ready to start off tonight's round, it's going to be a good one here at Rockingham. We've talked to drivers leading into tonight saying, hey, things are going to get really exciting. This track, very hard to get around. The admins here at the All-American ARCA Series did whip up a custom setup for all the drivers to be on tonight, so everyone is on the same page as we get ready for single car qualifying. We're going to see what these guys can do out here. As we watch this 654 machine of Andrew Neri, can he make it the 3 laps around this raceway without sending that beautiful painted car into the wall? This is one of those races that we're going to expect a lot of cautions and a lot of drama. Everybody's going to be doing their absolute best to hold on to it out here, but such a treacherous track here at Rockingham. Slightly over a mile. These competitors will be running 197 laps today. And let's see where qualifying shakes out. This is one of those races you definitely want to try and qualify up front. Historically, we see more crashes in that mid-pack to the back. So if you can get yourself top 10 off the board, you're looking to be in a good spot. Zach Rogers currently on top of provisional pole. Christopher Heller second. Alex Penn third. Andrew Neri clicks off a 24.64 on his opening lap. Let's see what he can do on a flyer. Zach Rogers with a 23.52, absolutely hauling the mail early on into qualifying. Let's see, can Andrew Neri pick up the pace and get himself in a better qualifying position? Right now he's sitting in 7th, so a pretty respectable run so far. And that is going to be it for the 654. Let's see who else is out on track right now. Johnny Eckert in the number 90 machine, I believe he's out on track. Eckert is currently leading the points chase. He's got 209 points, and he's got a 73-point gap to second place in the standings. That's Barkuski in second. So Outlaw Racing, Eckert, the team Eckert is on, currently on top of the team points. Outlaw has about 84 points over the 2511 Racing crew. And Cornerstone Motorsports has lost 1 spot in the team chase last week. They find themselves only 4 points behind 2511 Racing and 88 points behind the team champion leaders, Outlaw Racing. A lot of big moves that we saw happen last week. Eckert still stays out front. Barkuski moved up 2 spots. Heller moved up 3 spots to 4th. Dennis Weeks moved up to three spots to 5th place. So the top 5 getting shaken around just a little bit on our championship chase. Whole lot of racing left to go. Let's see where everybody's shaking down at. Nick Terrell in the number 81 machine. He's out on track in that Doritos. Terrell runs the Doritos paint scheme. No matter what league, what car, he represents his favorite chip company. Or maybe he's just partial to the Taco Bell shells. I'm not really sure. We'll have to check with him in the hauler later on tonight. But Terrell in the 81, we see him here every Friday at the All-American ARCA Series. Does a great job keeping it out front, trying to keep it clean as much as he possibly can. Terrell currently finds himself 16th in points. His highest finish of the season so far has been at Daytona, where he scored a 9th place finish. Now last week at Las Vegas, he did lead about 9 or 10 laps at the Las Vegas Oval, but unfortunately had to finish 20th, so not the night he wanted. Still 11 spots higher than where he originally started in the race, but unfortunately that top 10 only seems to keep eluding him except for the opening round at Daytona. As always, we'd like to thank our friends, fans, and family from across the world putting up with my loud, obnoxious voice every Friday night. You guys tune in, cheer on your favorite drivers. You like and subscribe to the channel. You support your favorite drivers, broadcasters, your league. So without you guys from across the world, we couldn't do it without you. We greatly appreciate it. Let's see, we're getting some cheers from the number 66 machine from the audience. Andrew Neri cheering for himself in the 654. And then Stellantis, he's put up the big bucks. He's got 3 alphas and 3 dodges is what Penn says. Penn acting as our race control tonight. He's going to have his hands absolutely full, as it is going to be an exciting night here at Rockingham. I believe everybody who has qualified or is going to go out for qualifying has. That's correct. Let's take it to the grid for tonight's feature event. Up front, you got Christopher Heller, Dennis Weeks Jr. on the front row. Zach Rogers, Casey Carrington will be running 3rd and 4th off the line. Johnny Eckert, our current points leader, he's starting 5th. Michael Vandermeet 6th. James Silver starting 7th with Alex Penn starting 8th. Behind them, you've got Kyle Hall, series admin. He's starting 9th. Ahmed Zeineldin, Ahmed will be starting 10th place. Andrew McGronigal will be starting 11th. Robert Mathis Jr. 12th. Tyler Edmonds in the number 15 will be starting 13th tonight. Bruce Pearson starting 14th. David Westergreen, the broadcasting extraordinaire, will be starting 15th. Zachary Nurnberger 16th. Curtis Martin will be bringing home his 04 machine 17th in quality, starting 17th. Andrew Neri in the 654 starting 18th. Nick Terrell starting 19th tonight in the number 81. Devin Scroggins in the number 66 will be starting 20th place. Greg Snellbaker starting 21st. Larry Noel starting 22nd. Mr. Thiel with the Alpha Ravioli Yoo-Hoo Racing 01 machine will be starting 23rd. Josh Thompson starting 24th. Then you've got Craig Martin in the number 00 starting 25th. And then Ryan Dipple will bring home our 26 car field in 26. Let's get ready to bring you the action here at Rockingham. 197 laps. It is going to be carnage out here today. A very tough track. Drivers saying after about 20-30 laps, the car gets almost unbearably tight. So if we can make it to that mark, it'll be fun to see how many drivers we start seeing pushing high and wide on those worn-out tires. But right now, the first 10-15 laps, it is going to be very, very loose for a lot of drivers trying to keep their machines underneath them. We got reports from the pit crew wall. Ryan Perkins, one of the other Team Goon Squad drivers, will not be racing tonight. We're going to lead them by once more, and then we're going to get this party started here at the All-American ARCA Series, the premier ARCA Series you can find on the iRacing official service. Some of the biggest grids, some of the best racing here every Friday night at the All-American ARCA Series. Let's get ready to go here at Rockingham, hoping for some green flag runs. I know competitors are as well. I believe caution might have extended the caution there. Not quite sure what happened. I believe that was an admin thing. I'm not sure the how or the why. 26 cars taken to the field here at Rockingham, so pace car will be in this time by. All eyes are on Christopher Heller, DJ Weeks Jr., our front row. Heller on the inside, the 11. DJ on the outside in the number 97 butt kicker machine. Pace car is in. They're going to wait for the green flag to come out. Here we go at Rockingham. Christopher Heller with a great launch. Zach Rogers, the number 5, is going to follow in tow. DJ does not get the launch he wanted, but they're going to go too wide into turn 1 as far back as the eye can see. Casey Carrington running the high line. DJ was running the low line. Still too wide behind him as James Silvers. Michael Vandermeet going side by side in the number 7 and 17. But let's take it back out front. You've got a battle for the lead early on. Zach Rogers, the number 5, is going to dive it down low. Christopher Heller looks like he might make it happen here. These competitors have such few laps to really make any big aggressive pushes before the tire wear just becomes unbearable for these guys. looks like Zach Ryder's starting to get a comfortable lead. He puts down the session best lap of the race at 23.99. We're going to look further back in the field. You're watching the number 30, Alex Penn. He's currently chasing down Michael Vandermeet. This is your battle for 6th place on your screen. Alex Penn, one of the PA Posse drivers, doing a fantastic job, charging hard early on. Still good pushing up front. Everybody playing it safe, being very, very smart. Alex Penn, again, he is a go-kart racer in Connecticut, and he went to the Skip Barber Racing School where he received his SCCA novice license. His latest news read, hey, I won a karting tournament. Doesn't tell us which karting tournament, where the karting tournament was, or if anybody else was there, but he does list that, so well done to Alex Penn, one of our favorite guys to watch out here. Brother to race control, Joseph Penn. Let's look at this, Alex Penn. He's watching James Silver's Michael Vandermeet go side by side in front of him. Now it looks like Penn's going to lose another spot. That's James Silver's. And the number 17, Silver's, I believe, shows 24 on his car. Now, excuse me, that's Ahmed coming by. So Ahmed, a.k.a. Echo, the number 24, coming by. Alex Penn moving his way up. Who's that having problems? That's James Silver's number 17. We see him briefly go off track. Might have got a little bit loose out of the corner, then able to save it, get back out there and get racing. But now James Silver's going to find himself side by side with Alex Penn. Alex is looking like he's going to try and take over that number 7th place spot here. Look how tight these drivers are, going through the corners, charging down the back stretch. One of those very, very small racetracks for these All-American ARCA cars. As you see, Silvers and Ahmed go side by side, and there they go. Ahmed goes for a ride. He's going to get into Alex Penn as well. Caution's going to come out. We'll get you the slow motion replay of that one. So Ahmed in the 24, Silver's in the 17. I didn't see any contact there, so it might have been Ahmed was just trying to get off the line a little bit, gets off his preferred line just enough, and then Alex Penn, nowhere to go, just gets in the rear quarter panel. I believe Casey Carrington, the number 9, may have been involved, ever so slightly. And then poor Alex Penn aggressively enters the pit lane. That's a really, as far as crashes go with that pit lane entrance right there, that could have been much, much worse than number 30 machine. So driving it in there like it belonged, and now he's able to get those 4 fresh Goodyears added on and maybe get some damage fixed as well on the number 30 machine. We got Grace Neri tuning in, cheering on the 654, sending her love from Canada. Always a pleasure to have Grace cheering on her husband. So we're going to get ready. His first caution, lap 11. Heller out front, Rogers second, Eckert third, DJ Weeks Jr. and fourth. Michael Vandermeet will round out our top 5. Get ready to re-rack them here at Rockingham. First caution of the night. If I was a betting man, there were probably a couple more before the end of the day. We got Patty Heller cheering for the 25 and 11 from Chris A's mom. Always great seeing her as well, cheering on the two Heller boys. But we're going to get ready to send them back out. Pace car is in. Here we go at Rockingham for our second restart. I guess our first restart, second start of the day. Christopher Heller gets a great launch in the number 11. Behind him, you've got Zach Rogers run the high line. Johnny Eckert run the low line. All these guys getting a hard push. They've got a little bit of heat in the tires, so they're going to be a little bit less loose than what they've been dealing with. Zach Rogers charging up the field. Behind him, Johnny Eckert has Michael Vandermeet in hot pursuit. They're going to dive into turn one. It's going to be very interesting to see how these guys are going to try and manage tires here at Rockingham. We talked to Andrew Naring, the 654 during practice, and he was saying, hey, in about 20 laps or so, I'm already 30% worn on my tires. Kai Demarest also tuned in, cheering for Andrew Naring, the 654. So again, tire wear going to be a major factor. You're going to see there's guys very rapidly fall off the pace once the tires get cooked and worn. Zach Rogers did a 23.77 his last time by compared to his session best, a 23.66. So let's see how tire wear starts to affect him as he keeps putting down some blistering laps. He was much faster than everyone else on track that last lap. Second place, Christopher Heller. He did a 24.11, but here we go. Times are dropping for our competitors. Zach Rogers puts down his best session of the lap, a 23.63 compared to Christopher Heller, who did a 23.96 last time by. And look at this tight gap here going on. That's Michael Vandermeet. He's currently chased by Johnny Eckert. In front of Vandermeet, you've got Christopher Heller in the 11, but here comes Eckert diving it down low. So far, so clean. Both of these guys being very respectful, trying to give each other a little bit of space. Eckert gets a little bit of a rear end wiggle, but no harm, no foul. They're going to go side by side once more. Ends the turn 3 and 4. Eckert wants to come up and get that drive out. He does make it clear on Michael Vandermeet in the 7, but here comes Vandermeet taking an eye to the inside. Meanwhile, here's Casey Carrington, the number 9 machine. Carrington currently finds himself in 5th place, trying to catch up and make something happen early on into the run. As we get ready to click off our 19th or 18th lap of the race, pardon me. Larry Noel, he's coming out of pit lane. Not sure if he's going for an undercut or maybe had some damage from some of those earlier incidents. Here's the good race for 5th right now. Casey Carrington currently being stalked by his friend and fellow admin, the number 87, Kyle Hall. Behind Hall, you've got James Silvers trying to get something happening. James Silvers, I believe, may be having a little bit of internet problems he's going to keep an eye on. I've got to say, very impressed with the drivers here so far tonight. We had one early caution on lap 11. And now these guys seem to be getting in single file and really taking their time, not making anything risky unless they absolutely have to. So a lot of these guys definitely maturing as drivers as the season's progressed, getting more and more comfortable with each other, and you're starting to see the cream rise to the top, as those are the guys putting in hot laps all week long, trying to get used to how the car is going to feel with varying fuel and tire wear. We're taking it back a little bit further. That's DJ Jr. in the number 97. DJ finds himself about 6 spots down from where he started. Started in 2nd, currently running in 8th place, so he may be feeling that tire wear early on. Or alternatively, he could have backed the throttle way down, trying to save a lot of tires, especially if he's guessing we're going to have some green flag run. He did about 10 laps since our last caution. Another great battle. It's Kyle Hall. He's chasing down James Silvers now. DJ 97 trying to get up there as well. Again, very impressed. The drivers are really holding on to it out here, Rockingham. We were expecting a little bit more of a bloodbath early on in the race, so well done to our drivers, able to get around this tough track. I did a practice run before the race in the broadcast as well to get an idea of what these drivers are going to be going through. And for the most part, I mean, it was very, very loose right off the get-go, but once you got about 10, 15 laps on your set of tires, it felt very manageable and a lot of fun to drive. Just have to be very, very careful with how and when you give the throttle the business, as these ARCA cars have so much power, they will spin on you in a heartbeat if you do not respect the throttle. Kyle Hall losing a little bit of time to James Silvers. Look at David Westergreen in the number 93. Westergreen is currently chasing Curtis Martin, who's in 9th place. And behind Westergreen, you've got the 654 Andrew Neri trying to catch up there. Westergreen, somebody we've met through broadcasting, a very likable guy on and off the track. Westergreen's career best so far this season was at Auto Club, where he received a 5th place finish and 0 incidents, but the caution is out. Let's see what goes on here. I believe it's Devin Scroggins involved. Devin Scroggins, the number 66, that Yoo-Hoo paint scheme. What do we have here, Mr. Scroggins? So it looks like the 41 of Ryan Dipple is going to dive bomb it inside, pushes up the racetrack, and it's going to get into the door of Devin Scroggins. Spin Scroggins around back into Ryan Dipple, and away they go. I don't believe anybody else was involved in that one, so just Devin and Ryan. We bring out our second caution of the night at lap 28. Up front, it's going to be Zach Rogers, Christopher Heller, Johnny Eckert, Michael Vandermeet, and Casey Carrington, your top 5. As we see a large portion of the field starting to come in for an early pit stop, taking tires and trying to put some fresh rubber on their All-American ARCA machines. Now, this is where things can get very exciting if you have a large discrepancy between cars that have pitted and cars that have not. Ian Crees says, glad to see Neri has finally gotten a clean start to the race. Neri currently running 11th position. He's been the victim of several large incidents in his All-American ARCA career so far. Andrew Neri finds himself 22nd place in points with a highest finish so far of the season with an 11th at Phoenix. At Daytona, Neri had 16 incident points. At Auto Club, he also had 16 incident points, so finding himself in not a good position several times over. But last week at Las Vegas, he finished 21st with a 0 incident, so things are getting a little bit better, and I want to say part of that is the drivers, again, getting more and more used to each other, and everybody getting a little bit more experience in these All-American ARCA cars. So good to see the guys getting things cleaned up, getting more familiar, and the field just keeps getting faster and faster here. These guys at All-American ARCA quickly on their way to being the biggest, if they're not already, ARCA series. doing their best to attract talented and safe drivers from across the iRacing service. Pace car should be in this time by Zach Rogers will be starting on the inside lane. Christopher Heller will be starting on the outside in the number 11 machine. Things are about to get exciting. You've got about 10 drivers that have pitted between roughly around that lap 27-28 mark coming out on fresh tires. So if we're going to see any big incidents, you can expect to see it in that mid to back field as some of those faster cars are going to try and work their way up. But pace car is in. All eyes on Zach Rogers in the number 5 on the inside. He gets a great launch. Christopher Heller on the outside, not quite the launch he wanted. Johnny Eckert quickly moving up to regain that spot. He's going to be in second place, diving it down low. Let's see what type of drive he gets off the corner. Eckert can't drift too far up the racetrack here without punting some friends by accident. And we're on lap 32, about to be 33, so some of these guys are going to really be tightening up on tires. Casey Carrington, he's also making big moves. He's gained his way up to third place. He's got Christopher Heller still on the outside, the number 11. They're going to dive it in deep into turn 1. Heller hung out to dry in no man's land, nowhere to go, but he does get a better drive off the corner. Christopher Heller, now he's got James Silvers and Michael Vandermeer to contend with. Heller still stuck on the high line, not able to get in the groove with the other drivers, so he can carry more speed leaving the corner, but he's getting the door shut every time they go into a corner here. Look, it's happening again. Silver's on the inside. Now here comes Michael Vandermeer on the inside, number 7. Heller doing everything he can to try and save those spots, but unable to defend on that high line. We've got another crash. It's Greg Snellbaker. Caution has not come out yet. We'll keep an eye on that, see what develops. And oh, look at that. Vandermeer gives a little bit of a love tap to James Silvers. They're able to hold on to it. That's very good, hard, close racing from our competitors. We're going to wait for a break in the action to try and see what happened to Greg Snellbaker. Greg in the number 50 machine has just entered pit lane. Alex Penn also came in, so I'm not sure if they had a moment together or not. Andrew Neri looks like he may have parked it. Not quite sure what happened to the 654 machine there. Some great racing up front. That's still Micah Vandermeer on your screen trying to get around James Silvers and do so and stay out there. Still lots of great racing. We're trying to get a report from the 654 on what happened. We're getting reports from Andrew Neri in the 654 that iRacing completely crashed on him. So Neri having hardware issues tonight. Absolutely heartbreaking. He was in the best run he's had so far this season. And just like that, things go from bad to worse. So hopefully we can get Neri back out here, and he'll be hoping for some cautions to try and get some multiple lucky dogs, but that is going to effectively take him out of tonight's race. Up front, you've got Zach Rogers, the number 5. He's got a comfortable lead on second place Johnny Eckert. About 3/4 of a second separate our leading driver Rogers, the second place Eckert, while Casey Carrington in the number 9 He's chasing Eckert as well, trying to get up there and catch back up to the leader. Johnny Eckert, Casey Carrots, and Michael Vandermeer. That's second through fourth on the screen, but not much separates the top 5 here at Rockingham. Tire wear got to be a factor for these guys. They're already just about a full second off of their best times of the session. We'll call it about 0.7 of a second off their best, but here comes Vandermeer diving it down low of Casey Carrington on the inside. Carrington, he's in that red Dodge painted number 9 machine. Vandermeer in the Remington and Polaris sponsored number 7. They're going to dive it into turn 3 here. As Vandermeer, he finds himself up 3 positions. I believe Andrew Neri has returned to the racetrack. Yes, we did get that report that 654 will be going back out on track, trying to gain some positions and salvage some points after tonight's a day of misfortune. Meanwhile, Zach Rogers leading the race, trying to catch up, and he's going to have to take a few chunks out of Johnny Eckert's points lead. The number 90 has been on fire all season long, but right now, Zach Rogers, the number 5, putting down some laps. He's still got over a 0.8 of a second gap right now over second place. So Rogers putting on a clinic so far today. Look a little bit further back in the field. Here's David Westergreen. He's chased by DJ Weeks Jr. You also have the battle for 11th here. Zachary Nurnberger, Robert Mathis Jr. in the number 92. Everybody's still charging hard, trying to get up to the front and try and get a top 10. Nary the 654. He's lap traffic. He's going to get the preferred line to the 32 of Zachary Nurnberger and Robert Mathis Jr. Yellow flag is out. Tyler Evans involved with an incident. Let's see what happens to Evan in the 15 Mountain Dew. Is that a Baja Blast paint scheme, I think? Gets down way on the apron. And then absolutely slams into the number 90. What was that? Casey Carrington gets involved. I'm a little confused by what I just saw, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to back this up here. I'm not sure if Evans was trying to get out of the way of the lead pack. Goes down the apron and then just launches back on track and absolutely cleans out the number 90. And then Carrington also getting a series of bad luck there. That was very odd. Pretty much the entire field has pitted here. Thiel stays out. His last pit stop was on lap 29 in the 01. As we'll have our third caution of the night. Alec Burton tuned in, cheering on his friends out here at Rockingham. It'll be interesting to see what race control calls on that last incident. But look at Thiel in the 01 machine out front. Andrew Neri just in front of him. We'll see Neri get the wave around here. About a quarter of the way through tonight's main event. Still lots of action to go as we've seen a lot of carnage, a lot of heartbreak happening early on. And don't forget, next week we'll be at Charlotte for the Charlotte 200 at night. 134 laps around the well-known and I'd say darn near famous Charlotte Motor Speedway at this point. As the guys go back to a 1.5 miler. And then the week after that, July 23rd, we find ourselves at Talladega for the Super Speedway, where that is going to be an absolutely fantastic show. But let's look at Thiel. He's up 22 spots so far tonight. Thiel is currently 31st in points. His season best was a 21st at Daytona, where he had, I'm sorry folks, he had 37 incident points at Daytona, but still able to bring it home 21st. That is extremely impressive. So Thiel out in the 01 is going to try and get a few less incident points here tonight. Pace car is in, all eyes on the 01 to his outside. You've got Zach Rogers in the 05 machine. Thiel gets a great launch. Rogers doesn't get the launch they want, but oh, they're going to go through line. Thiel misses a shift. Thiel goes into their 17. They're into wall carnage. There's cars everywhere. It's a huge, huge wreck. Nick Terrell, Josh Thompson, Alex Penn, Larry Noah, all involved in that one. What are we witnessing here today at Rockingham? Get your instant replay. Watch the 01 of Thiel on the bottom of your screen. Zach Rogers on the outside of the number 5. Doesn't quite have a great launch. James Silver's in the 17. He gets collected very, very bad in this one. So let's see. I'm not sure what happened to Thiel, if he missed the shift or what might have happened. But the number 5, Zach Rogers, also doesn't get a good start. The number 11, Christopher Heller, gets a fantastic start. Looks to go low. And Thiel just never gets that 01 machine really going. Gets absolutely plowed by Michael Vandermeet, sends him into James Silvers. And then the shenanigans happen as cars do their best to avoid, but it turns into a parking lot here at Rockingham. We'll grab the All-American ARCA sponsored blimp camera. Oh, the humanity. There's cars everywhere. No one has anywhere to go. Nick Terrell, he gets involved. They're still crashing behind him. ARCA brakes in full effect. Some people are just holding it wide. A large portion of the field checking up. The number 17, James Silvers, gets into Nick Terrell. What a bloodbath. Race control going to have their hands absolutely full with that one. Driver comms have got to be going crazy right now as fingers are pointed. Feelings are hurt and cars are absolutely mangled. I think we need to start monitoring the race control channel during these races just to hear what penalties are given out. Christopher Heller finds himself with a little bit of fortune on that one. He's going to regain first place for this restart. Zach Rogers still second, Michael Vandermeed third, Dennis Weeks Jr. fourth, and Curtis Martin, our current fastest Canadian, has worked his way up 12 positions to 5th place following that bloodbath of a restart. We'll start to see some lucky dogs coming around the racetrack, getting their laps back. I believe it's Ryan Dipple who will be lucky dog this time by. All right, pace car is in. Away we go. Zach Rogers doesn't get the launch he wants. Christopher Heller absolutely sends it. Number 11. Here comes the number 7 of Vandermeed. Gonna try and dive up the inside of Zach Rogers. Watching those cars get hooked up, trying to get all the power down to this raceway as quick as possible. They still go side by side into turn 2 and 3. Zach Rogers on the high line, Vandermeed on the low line. They're still side by side coming around the tri-oval. Look at that, Vandermeed gets the pass. The slingshot is engaged. He will take over second place. Zach Rogers will sit in third for just a moment. We'll take a look slightly further back. Robert Mathis Jr., he's got Johnny Eckert in tow. Kyle Hall, Andrew McGronigle all in the mix, trying to catch up and get this 8th place spot. The number 32 of Zach Nurnberger, he's got to see Robert Mathis Jr. in his rearview mirror. Now look at this, Michael Vandermeed up here in second, just put down the fastest lap of the session, a 23.37. Vandermeed driving the wheels off that Remington-sponsored machine. Yellow flag is out, not sure where the incident is. Zachary Nurnberger involved. We'll get to the replay here in a second. Nurnberger in the 32. We'll see what happens here. He's going, he's gone. Gets a little bit loose in the 32. And then gets helped by the 92, who had nowhere to go. The number 92 of Robert Mathis Jr. just could not check up in time as the 32 of Nurnberger gets a little bit loose, does his best to save it, but unfortunately has to slow down too much. As we're going to get ready to re-rack them once more. A lot of people can be very lucky with the lucky dogs coming into play here. A lot of drivers who thought they were going to be very down are going to be able to work their way back up to the lead lap. Up front, still Christopher Heller and Michael Vandermeed, some of our faster drivers here at the All-American ARCA Series. I believe we're going to see Craig Martin get his lucky dog. Heller doing a great job. He's been a very consistent podium finisher every race he is at. A second at Phoenix, a third at Auto Club, and a third at Las Vegas. Consistency is king. He keeps his incident points very low. He had a 0x at Las Vegas and Auto Club and only a 4x at Phoenix. It'll be our fifth caution of the night, lap 64, 197, so not quite to the halfway point to my driving friends out there today. And then every caution breeds caution. These guys are going to have mixed sets of tires. Everybody on a very different strategy here, and once you get those fast cars and new tires trying to make their way through of the guys with older tires, things can get more and more exciting here at Rockingham. Well, we're going to get ready to fire them up once more here at Rockingham. Pace car is in. I take it back. Pace car is not in. Pace car will be in this time by Nick Terrell signing off. He's going to go do something else with his life. Hate to see Terrell having the night he has. Very rough luck for him. But Christopher Heller, another great stop. Michael Vandermeer, he gets stuck on the outside line. Here comes Zach Rogers on the inside. And the battle for second is underway. Zach Rogers, the number 5, trying to hold off Michael Vandermeer. DJ Weeks Jr. in the number 97. He finds himself in 4th place, just watching the battle in front of him. Behind DJ, he's got Curtis Martin, who is up 12 spots so far tonight. But this is what you want to watch right now on track. It's Vandermeer and Rogers jockeying for position for 2nd place. Rogers in the number 5 machine, Vandermeer in the 7. Both these guys very, very close as far as it comes to lap times. Rogers put down a 23.37. So did Vandermeer, right on the button as they run identical lap times, gaining not quite a 1/10 of a second on Christopher Heller, our current race leader. We do have another crash. It's going to be Mr. Thiel. Not sure if the caution's going to come out for this one or not. So far, we're keeping it green, as they show no signs of slowing down up here at the front. All these guys came in on lap 49, so they're about 20 laps old and about 15 laps old as far as hard use goes. As the top 3 really starting to stretch it out and drive great. Meanwhile, you've got Curtis Martin in the 04 getting a little bit of a bump from Johnny Eckert in the number 90 machine. Eckert coming in deep on the 04. Martin able to hold him off just a little bit longer. And meanwhile, every time Martin's stuck battling with Eckert, he sees Weeks making that gap just a little bit bigger as they go through turns 3 and 4. Let's watch. Can Johnny Eckert make a quick move on Curtis Martin, or are they going to be racing for several more laps like this? It is lap 71 of the race, so still a long way to go for these drivers. Oh no! Martin has a moment. That's going to allow Eckert to dive to the inside of the 90. Martin yields the position, doesn't want to do anything. He realizes, hey, we had a bit of a moment. We'll try and get him on later in the run. Bruce Pearson, the number 22, doing a fantastic job running 7th place here tonight. We do not have the opportunity to talk about Pearson enough. He's a very friendly guy, very experienced both in sim racing and with real life racing. Pearson, one of the PA Posse drivers, he's up 3 positions in the champion standings. And right now he's having his best run so far of this season. He finds himself in 7th place. His career best finish is 2 15s, one at Phoenix, one at Las Vegas Oval. So Pearson doing a fantastic job and running very, very clean out there in the 22. Pearson also with the longest driver profile we've ever seen in our life. He races the Spirit of Daytona in the All-American ARCA Series, races Pitbull Motorsports for another iRacing league that we broadcast on the Team Goon Squad Broadcasting Network. We might see a battle shape up here. There's Christopher Heller. He's got about a half a second gap over 2nd place Zach Rogers. Heller did put down the better lap time of the 2 that last lap, but it's going to be a game of tire wear. Who can keep it the fastest, the longest before they start having to woe way up on the racetrack. These guys click off lap 77. They are making their way around the racetrack with a quickness. The pace hasn't fallen off as much as I thought it would. They're still within roughly a half second of their best times of the session. For a longer run, very good, but Zach Rogers getting closer and closer, stalking the current race leader, the number 11 of Christopher Heller. Heller in the number 11, currently running 1st place. Zach Rogers in 5th place, doing a fantastic job keeping them in tow. Rogers in the number 5 machine getting very, very close here. Less than 2/10 separate these 2 drivers. Are we going to see Rogers make a pass and try and make something stick as we click off lap 78? Or is he going to be comfortable following in tow for just a while longer with Heller? Try and get our green flag run going. Heller gets a little bit of a rear end shimmy, trying to use as much power as he possibly can. Zach Rogers looking very, very smooth, very, very consistent. It sure looks like he's about to do something done, and Zach Rogers getting right on the rear bumper of Christopher Heller. And we have another caution on lap 81. Larry Noel sends it just a little bit too much. Let's get the replay of that one. Noel in the number 29 machine. Let's see what happens to him. Ooh. Locks it up. Looks like he's able to save it. Drifts through the race line on the outside wall. Not sure what happened to number 29. He may have had a hardware issue there. That's definitely an odd one. And we're also going to circle back. Casey Carrington, the race admin, he had an incident early on under caution that we missed. So let's see what happened to the number 9. Ooh, that's what he did. The field checks up very hard in front of him, and Carrington locks up the brakes, almost murders the number, I believe that's the 66 of Devin Scroggins. So a lot of carnage, even under caution here at Rockingham. Drivers having a rough go. That'll be our 6th caution of the night coming out. Christopher Heller still going to be out front. Zach Rogers 2nd, Michael Vandermeed 3rd, DJ Weeks Jr. 4th, and then Johnny Eckert will round out our top 5. Look at Craig Martin here in the 00. He's up 16 spots so far, working his way up to 9th place, having a spectacular run. His last pit was on lap 50. Martin, another driver for PA Posse. His season best so far was a 3rd at Daytona with 25 incident points. After that, not having the luck he's really needed. He had a couple of 18th place finishes at Las Vegas and Auto Club, as well as a 25th place at Phoenix. So good to see Mr. Craig running so well right now in the 00 Boost Performance machine. We're going to get ready to re-rack him again. Christopher Heller will be starting on the inside line. He's been getting fantastic launches all night. And Zach Rogers in the number 5 will be starting on the high line. Sun's starting to set on parts of the racetrack, making the visibility a little bit tougher for some of these drivers. Larry Noel makes it out of the pits before the pace car comes around, so he may be able to keep at least a lap advantage. He will be several laps down, but it's going to help him out just a bit. But let's get ready to go green here at Rockingham at the North Carolina 200, presented by All-American ARCA. Pace car is in. All eyes are on Heller in the number 11 on the inside. Gets a fantastic launch. Zach Rogers having a rough go with launches here tonight, but here comes Vandermeed on the inside, going side by side with Zach Rogers through 1 and 2. They are neck and neck, come out in the back stretch. Looks like Rogers is going to have a little bit of a lead going into turn 3, but Vandermeed has the preferred line. Trying to tighten it up on that number 7, see if he can charge forward to Christopher Haller. He gets a little bit of a slide, holds on to it, and Vandermeed secures 2nd place. Now he's going to start working on Christopher Heller, the top dog out here on the racetrack right now. Heller, and the number 11 runs out front in his butt kicker sponsored machine. Vandermeed closing in, trying to get out there. He knows, hey, I want the inside line if we do get a restart. So that means he needs to sit in 3rd or 1st, and right now it looks like he wants 1st. Vandermeed, a man on a mission, charging hard as they go into 3 and 4. Gonna come back out on the start-finish line straight away. Vandermeed trying to use every little bit of that draft he possibly can as they dive it into turn 1. A lot of these drivers will be adjusting brake bias throughout the run as well, trying to get those cars to rotate just a little bit more as the tire wear really starts to come in. So they'll push those brake bias a little bit more towards the rear as the run develops, allows them to spin that car just a little bit and get the nose pointing in the right direction. As here comes Vandermeer with a big run, thinks better of it, checks up going into one, and he's going to wait a little bit longer on Christopher Heller before he tries to make a pass happen. Heller gets a little bit loose there. Doesn't quite have the momentum. Vandermeer seems happy following single file for the time being. Let's see, not quite sure if we're going to see any passing here. Vandermeer's going to play it safe. He's looking to the inside, dips back high into the draft to huck it into turn one. Loses a little bit of time there to Christopher Heller on the number 11 machine. Looked like Vandermeer came in a little bit too tight, wasn't able to swoop into one as much as he wanted to. Now as these runs develop and the cars get tighter, it makes it harder and harder to pass safely. You can still dive it to the inside, but it's very, very hard to keep that car on the inside once you have cooked off those tires. It wants to naturally drift up the racetrack, and unfortunately that can find yourself drifting into a buddy in record time. Right behind Vandermeer, you still have Zach Rogers in the number 5 machine. Rogers doing a fantastic job maintaining third position and chugging away. It is about to be a three-way battle for first place, excuse me. Lap traffic coming into effect. That's the number 17, James Silvers, with an all sorts of beat-up race car. Christopher Heller still out front. Michael Vandermeer second. Zach Rogers in third. And here comes DJ Weeks Jr. in fourth. Johnny Eckert Weeks in fourth and Johnny Eckert in fifth. Not a whole lot of time separates our top three right now. Heller's about a tenth of a second in front of Vandermeer. And Rogers finds himself about 0.2 of a second sitting in third place, trying to catch up to this pack. Everybody wants to ride hard, and nobody wants to be the reason a caution comes out. But here comes Vandermeer on the inside, going into one. Is he going to fully commit to it? He is. Vandermeer woes the number 7 way, way up. He's going to try and block Christopher Heller coming out in the back section of racetrack here. It looks like Vandermeer's going to have it going into 3. You see just how earlier Vandermeer has to stand on the brakes than Heller run the high line. Heller gets into the wall. Zach Rogers does a great job avoiding Heller. Caution comes out as Andrew Neri has another moment. Watch Neri in the 654 with the shiny chrome paint scheme. In front of him, you've got Robert Mathis Jr. Behind, he's got Alex Penn. Going to go side by side down the straight here. Let's see what happens. That causes Neri to lose it. Oh, it's the 00 in the wall. The 00 swerves across track. Absolutely drills Andrew Neri in the 654. So that was Craig Martin. And just Neri gets punted down the racetrack. Looks like he's going to get spun back into traffic, locking up the brakes. So Neri involved, Tyler Evans, Robert Mathis Jr., they're all involved in that incident. Ooh. We're going to back that one up just a little bit. I think that was another big hit we just saw. So the number 30, 92, whoa, way up to try and slow down their machines. And the number 15, Tyler Evans, just comes blazing in. ARCA brakes in full effect and punishes the number 92 of Robert Mathis Jr. Just drives through the 92. And that's going to end Robert Mathis Jr.'s car as well. Got reports from Ryan Perkins. He's got his hardware issue fixed, so he'll be back next Friday trying to score some points for his team. Up front, Michael Vandermeer, Zach Rogers, DJ Weeks Jr., Johnny Eckert, and Curtis Martin are top 5. As we bring out yet another caution, our 7th caution of the night here at Rockingham on lap 98. Just about at that halfway mark. We're going to re-rack them, see what happens here at Rockingham. We are officially past the halfway mark. As driver attrition will start coming into play here. These guys are going to start getting tired, and unfortunately that's where we're going to see more mistakes, but not bad. We're starting to get a little bit longer green flag runs here from all of our competitors. That's going to be 16 drivers still on the lead lap. As we're going to watch that iRacing pace car. He's going to dive into the inside track. Vandermeer's on the inside. Zach Rogers on the outside. Green flag is a go. Here comes Vandermeer. Behind him, Dennis Weeks Jr. on the inside line, but Zach Rogers gets a little bit better launch than he has been tonight. Rogers is going to skid back into second place here, mashing down the pedal of his 05 machine. Here he comes charging down the back stretch. He wants to get back up to Vandermeer, and he wants to do it quick, as these guys are absolutely hauling the mail. Rogers in second, Weeks in third. And then Johnny Eckert's going side by side with Curtis Martin. He's going to take over fourth position. Great racing across the racetrack here at Rockingham. Still anybody's guess what's going to happen, as we've got 95 more laps remaining. We see Tyler Evans involved with an incident. Not sure if the crash is going to come, or the caution is going to come out for the number 15. Just got a report from the number 654, Andrew Neri. He's got 25 minutes of repair, so he will be parking that 654 machine in the trailer for the night. Hope to see him a little bit better luck next week. And really unfortunate to see him collected in some of those incidents that you can't really fault him for. Tyler Evans able to bring down that number 15 machine to pit lane after his incident. We'll try and get a replay of that one, and once the action has died down just a little bit, but that's hard to do here at Rockingham. All across the racetrack, something is happening. Christopher Heller currently running 11th place. He's down 7 spots from where he started originally. Heller, we saw him up front earlier on, and then a huge incident off the restart involved Heller. But Heller does have some of the freshest tires out there today. He pitted on lap 97, A lot of the field in front of him has about 50 lap-old tires right now, so you should see Heller able to start charging up through the pack if he can get those green flag runs. If it keeps going back and back to caution, it makes it tough for tire strategy to really work in your favor. But here comes Heller trying to work on number 16, Andrew McGonigal. Take it back up front. Michael Vandermeer's got about a quarter of a second gap over second place, Zach Rogers. And Rogers holds about 3/10 over DJ Weeks Jr., but that is a pretty small pack of cars up for the top 5. As Vandermeer, Rogers, Weeks, Kyle Hall, Johnny Eckert are all running very, very close here. Less than a second separates the top pack. Less than 9/10 of a second separates the top 5. And these guys are very, very happy to click off some laps, keep charging forward, and try and run down some laps in fuel so they can battle at the end. Andrew McGonigal currently in a battle with Christopher Heller. Heller gets around him in the number 11. Heller with those newer tires is just blazing up the field. His next target is Curtis Martin in the 04. You can see what type of effect new tires really has out here on a tight track of Rockingham that really eats them up. As Christopher Heller, a man on a mission, makes quick work of Curtis Martin. Now he's got about a full second to try and make up on 5th place Johnny Eckert. Eckert is running with that top 5 cars, but look at the gaggle of machines out there. As lap traffic once again coming into effect. That's the number 17, James Silvers, driving around with heavy damage, trying to salvage some points. But now Johnny Eckert, the number 90, is within striking distance of Christopher Heller. Heller charging extremely hard. Made a great call with his pit strategy so far. Keller, he was in the pit lane for about 25 seconds, so he took 4 fresh Goodyears, a tank of gas, and time to fix some damage on the number 11 as he's trying to whittle away that 0.3 second gap to Johnny Eckert, the number 90. Let's see what he does. He was about a half second faster than Eckert that last lap. Now, Eckert and the top 5, they've had to deal with a little bit more lap traffic than Heller has, but here he comes. He's on the back bumper of the number 90 of Johnny Eckert. This is your battle for 5th right here. Heller trying to get back in the top 5. He ran out front most of the night, and he took a pit strategy call to fix some damage and get tires, and it seems like it is working for the number 11 as he is charging hard right behind Johnny Eckert. So I'm not sure if he's going to play it safe here and save tires, or try and muscle his way up to the front. He knows the rest of the field is going to have to pit before him, but he's thinking, hey, if there's a caution, I want to be in the best position I possibly can. He quickly gets by Johnny Eckert in the 90 as well as trying to reel in a little bit closer to DJ Weeks Jr. now. DJ's last pit stop was on lap 49 as well as Eckert's compared to Heller, who came in on lap 97. Heller playing it very, very smart here, not making any aggressive spots or passes. Gets a little bit loose coming out in the tri-oval, but he should set himself up well for going into turn 1 on the inside of DJ, and it looks like he makes it stick clean as day. So now Heller moving back up to 4th spot. Now Heller, he sees Zach Rogers in the 05 machine. Heller was about 1/10 of a second faster that last lap than Zach Rogers. So the top drivers, they see Heller charging through the field. They have got to be praying for a caution at this point so they can come in and take 4 fresh Goodyears and fuel to try and get on the same pace, the same planet as Christopher Heller in the number 11 as he gains another spot over Zach Rogers in the 05 machine. Now Heller is going to be working on Michael Vandermeer. Last time by Vandermeer and Heller ran within very, very similar lap times, within 1/10 of a second. But just like that, Heller's on the rear bumper of the number 7. He's going to dive it down low. Looks like he's going to make it stick. No worries, no problems when Heller's going to find himself moving up to second place. Meanwhile, race leader Kyle Hall has been checking out. Hall did a 24.51 his last time by. Heller did a 24.52, but 1.8 seconds separates these drivers. Kyle Hall, he's on 15 lap older tires than Christopher Heller is. And all these guys that last pitted on lap 49 have absolutely got to be praying for a caution here right now. They see the speed difference that Heller is able to maintain on the rest of the field. Heller, he's whittled down that gap to 1 second to first place Kyle Hall. It's 9 tenths, 8 tenths, 7 tenths. Hall rapidly losing ground to Christopher Heller. Must have had a moment there to lose that much time that quickly, as Hall finds himself 8 tenths slower that lap. So Hall must have had a big moment and tried to hold on to it in the 87 machine, but here comes Heller. He's a man on a mission in the number 11. He's charging hard. 2 tenths of a second separate our race leader in second place. Here comes Heller on the inside. Kyle Hall on the outside. They're side by side down the start-finish line. Heller's going to have him going into turn 1, but now Heller's got a whole lot of lap traffic to contend with, and that's where things can get very, very risky for your race leader, Christopher Heller, as he runs up an insane closing speeds that we're seeing here. Number 17 doing his best to stay on track, but becoming a hazard to everyone around him. Oh, Heller driving fast, trying to keep that machine clean. Heller, now he's got the 0-1 of Thiel in front of him. Thiel about to go a lap down. Thiel's currently running 15th place. Thiel does a great job. Gets on the high line to yield the preferred line to the race leader. Now Kyle Hall does have a bit of advantage here. Christopher Heller, the race leader, he's the first one to punch through lap traffic. After that, lap traffic's a little bit more aware of what's coming on or coming up behind him as far as faster cars go, and gives him a bit of a heads up. There is no blue flag or mandatory get out of the way rule here at oval racing, but it is a gentleman's agreement to get off the preferred line unless you are battling for position. The number 15, Tyler Evans, yields the spot to Heller. And now Heller's going to try and catch up to Devin Scroggins in the 66, the Yoo-Hoo painted machine. Does a good job getting by quickly, and now here comes Zachary Nurnberger. Scroggins going to come into pit lane this time by. Got about 71 laps left here at Rockingham, as Heller doing a fantastic job cutting through lap traffic. That was Zachary Nurnberger in the number 32 machine. Here's the 51 of Josh Thompson. Thompson finds himself a whole handful of laps down, and we've got another crash. Larry Noel involved in it again, so now you're going to see pretty much the entire field pit if I had a bet. And let's see here what happened to Larry. Larry Noel in the number 29. I believe this is Larry Noel's first entry into the All-American ARCA Series, as we see him get into the wall on his lonesome. It's going to spin the 29 around into the inside wall for quite the hard impact, and it's going to lift that 29 up into the air, as that was a hard hit. We'll take you back live, as most of the field, pretty much the entire field, is coming for caution. Andrew McGronigal in the number 16 has stayed out so far. Craig Martin also staying out. His last pit stop of the 00 machine was on lap 97. And then Christopher Heller will come out first in the 127. as far as the drivers that were originally in the lead pack work itself out. Thiel stays out. His last pit was on lap 98. But man, what a fantastic run by Kyle Hall and Christopher Heller that last run. Both drivers doing a fantastic job charging up there, just making moves. We've got Ansel Designs. They're cheering on the number 66 machine. That's Devin Scroggins in his Yoo-Hoo paint scheme. Scroggins finds himself in 16th position. He's up 4 spots from where he originally started. Involved in a couple of big moments, but doing a fantastic job staying out there and charging forward. As Lucky Dogs starting to make their way around. Christopher Heller is going to move back up to the front of the pack here. He's going to tuck in behind Andrew McGronigal in the 16, who opted to stay out. McGronigal on fairly old tires at this point, about 50 laps old. So I'm not sure if we're going to see a late pit entry from the 16 or if he's going to risk it for the biscuit and start out front with severely older tires than the rest of the field. Pace car is going to be in. Can Andrew McGronigal in the number 16 machine get a good launch on those older tires? Or is it going to quickly be heartbreaking carnage on this restart as a field of fast drivers all pitted on lap 127 get ready to take to the field? It's anybody's guess. McGronigal will be on the inside in the 16. Christopher Heller on the outside of the 11. Heller qualified on pole. He wants back out front. We saw one of the most fantastic runs so far in the All-American ARCA Series as Heller's pit strategy really played into it. Good tier today. Pace car should be in this time by. We're watching number 16 on the inside line, the number 11 of Heller on the outside. The big question is what type of launch can McGronigal get on those older tires? Behind him, he's got Kyle Hall, Michael Vandermeet on the second row. The third row, Zach Rogers, Johnny Eckert, a lot of hard hitters out here up front. We're watching McGronigal gets a pretty good launch, all things considered. Christopher Heller running the high line. Let's see, does he get edged out by Kyle Hall in the 87? Heil's doing a good job running the low line. It looks like Heller's going to keep the pace here, and they're going to make it clean through turns 1 and 2. Heller wants to try and make quick work of McGronigal in the 16 machine. McGronigal finds himself up 10 spots from where he qualified, and there they go, spinning around him. That's Curtis Martin, goes for a wild ride, and the caution will come out. Craig Martin involved. Ahmed the Echo also involved. Curtis Martin is in the 04 running the high line. Let's see what happens. Does he get a little bit of help, or was it all on his lonesome? Unfortunately, it was all by his lonesome. He gets in ever so slightly to DJ Weeks, spins him back up the track. Now let's watch Ahmed, the 24. Ahmed had his own crash. Let's see what happened to Ahmed, the 24. He's on the inside line. Might have gotten spooked by the crash he saw ahead of him. I don't know what that was. You see a puff of smoke, and next thing you know, the 24 comes violently whipping around. That was a very odd crash. We're going to do one more thing here. We're going to watch Ahmed's onboard. I'm not sure if Ahmed was starting to blow up there or what might have been happening. That was a very odd input we heard. I believe he had another incident. Maybe it's just him coming to a stop. It was. So Ahmed had to come to a stop and get a tow from our iRacing officials to make his way back into pit lane. So that's not looking good for Ahmed the Echo, having his car catastrophically destroyed. As we bring out The 9th caution of the night with about 64 laps remaining here at Rockingham. McGonigal possibly saved by the bell on his older tires. He put on lap 82 compared to the rest of the top 10 that came in on lap 127. Now Heller did have a shorter pit stop, may have only taken 2 tires that cycle to remain out front. Not entirely sure. McGonigal, this is his second entry into the All-American ARCA Series. He finished a career best of 17th at Las Vegas with a 0X, so doing a good job getting out there, keeping it clean. So good to see the new driver out there doing a fantastic job so far. We're all watching the iRacing pace car, waiting for it to dive into pit lane. One more lap of pacing, but we're going to get ready to go. McGonigal has been on the iRacing service for 2 years, started in 2019, has been having a bunch of fun making his way around the ovals. And finally finding his home here at the All-American ARCA Series. Pace car will be in this time by McGonigal. Did a fantastic job holding on to the lead with slightly older tires. We were expecting a much worse launch, but he did a great job rolling into it. Didn't light up those rear tires. So it'll once again be McGonigal in the 16 on the inside line. Christopher Heller on the high line in the number 11. Behind them, you've got Kyle Hall, Mike Vandermeed, and then Johnny Eckert, Zach Rogers. So many talented drivers that you're used to calling out front, all in a massive pack out front. Cautions breed cautions, but here we go. McGonigal steps on the loud pedal, drops down to the apron. Christopher Heller gets a great launch as well. Behind them, you've got Kyle Hall, Michael Vandermeed going side by side. Oh, they almost touched Kyle Hall on the inside. Vandermeed on the high line. Looks like he almost pinches. And look at Vandermeed with a massive run. Dives it down to the inside of Christopher Heller. All over the rear bumper. And he absolutely dumps the leader. He spins Andrew McGonigal. McGonigal jumps to the pits. That was unheard of. Trying to get you the replay here. Here's the onboard of Michael Vandermeed. Now I'm going to give him some credit here. He gets off the gas. Was that a bit of netcode we just saw? So we're going to switch to Andrew McGonigal. We're going to grab the gearbox. We're going to back it up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to do you one better here, folks. No, he got ran over. So McGonigal, you hate to see that for the rookie driver. Just gets, such a hard hit. We show Michael Vandermeed showing a crash as well. See what happens here to Vandermeed. Looks like he just comes to a stop. Maybe getting an EOL there is probably what it was. So Christopher Heller will retake the lead. Zach Rogers second, Kyle Hall third, Johnny Eckert fourth, and then DJ Weeks Jr. will be starting fifth. That will be our 10th caution of the night. Andrew McGonigal is going to try and get his number 16 machine worked on to try and get back out there. Such an unfortunate end for that driver. We've got more cheers for the number 66 out there in the crowd. That's for Devin Scroggins. Scroggins finds himself one lap down, but should be in lucky dog on this next restart. So with just one more caution, he can quickly find himself on the lead lap with the number 66. Scroggins, one of our favorite drivers on and off the track, always has fantastic paint schemes and a great mentality. So hopefully we'll see Scroggins get the lucky dog if and when we get another caution. Historically, we'll have another caution. Now that's going to really shake up the points. Vandermeed was tied for second going in points tonight with Barkuski, but Barkuski also not here. Johnny Eckert, our current points leader, finds himself in fourth place. But the mates of Christopher Heller, Zach Rogers, Kyle Hall all find themselves in a great position to try and take up some points lead here and whittle away at that gap. Now we know Christopher Heller's been getting great launches all night. He did a great tire strategy earlier on, but all these top 10 drivers are on these same set of tires at this point. The only person with a differing strategy in the top 10 was Mr. Thiel in the 01 machine. Came in on lap 133 for some new tires. Fix some damage on his machine and get back out there. So Thiel banking on a long green flag run to try and push his way to the top. But Christopher Heller, Zach Rogers, Hall, Eckert, DJ Weeks Jr. all been put on a fantastic show. Bruce Pearson, he's moved up to 6th place. He's up 8 spots. David Westergreen also up 8 spots. We're going to have a single file restart. Away we go. Christopher Heller with another fantastic launch. Zach Rogers, Kyle Hall, second and third. Johnny Eckert gets a good launch as well. He's right behind Kyle Hall, trying to use that draft to really work his way up to the front. Man, the absolute momentum that we see Eckert carrying around that section of racetrack. He's going to dive into the inside of Kyle Hall. Meanwhile, they're battling in front of him for the lead. Oh, it's good racing across the racetrack. Hall pinches him off just a little bit, does not allow Eckert to drift up front. Looks like Zach Rogers has regained his lead over Christopher Heller, so they've spaced out just a little bit. Here comes Eckert once more, driving the wheels off that number 90 machine, right on the rear bumper of Kyle Hall. I don't think he's going to set up for a pass going into one this time by. He's going to keep building up that momentum. And look at that, Christopher Heller, he's going to yield the inside line to Kyle Hall. And then Johnny Eckert's also going to get by, so Christopher Heller finds himself losing a few spots. He's going to go from first to fourth. Heller might be on a massive tire-saving strategy here, banking on a long run. Not quite sure what's going on with the number 11 machine. As we're starting to tick off some laps, we got 52 laps remaining in this race. As Heller, now he has company from DJ Weeks Jr. But look at this. Johnny Eckert once again battling hard with Kyle Hall, the battle for second place, because Zach Rogers has done a great job. He's got about a 1.3 second gap over Eckert right now in third. Christopher Heller loses another spot to DJ Weeks Jr. Something's got to be going on with the number 11 to see him drop back that much this quickly. Now, Heller only took 2 tires on that last stop. I'm not sure if he may have used all of his allotted tires by accident or if he's got something else going on. As Eckert and Kyle still clicking them off up front, running 3 and 2 respectively. Zach Rogers out front, hammering down in the number 5 machine. Still holds a 1 second gap, or about 0.9 seconds, to Kyle Hall and Johnny Eckert. Let's see what's going on. Eckert's still doing a great job. He's lost a little bit of ground to Kyle Hall. Hall still has about 0.8 of a second to himself and a race leader, Zach Rogers. We're expecting at least one more mandatory pit stop from these drivers on fuel and tires. But these guys have got to have tire strategy at the back of their mind. They only have so many tires allowed per race. So if you use them all up too early on, you can find yourself at a massive disadvantage at the end of the run. At, I believe it's Auto Club, we saw some drivers actually have iRacing blowout. When the tire wear becomes less than about 10% remaining, you can have sporadic blowout on your machines that forces you to take the meatball flag, and you can have a lot of car handling problems. So I think the end of this race is definitely going to be decided by who's able to manage the tire wear the best. Zach Rogers extending his lead in the number 5 car to 1.1 seconds. Kyle Hall has Johnny Eckert still 0.2 of a second behind him. And then DJ Weeks Jr. starting to reel him in as well, catch up to this lead pack. He wants to get a shot at the podium before the night is over with. Still have great racing across the racetrack. Here's Curtis Martin, Michael Vandermeed going side by side into turn 1. Vandermeed hucks it in low. Curtis Martin swings high. That's going to allow Casey Carrington as well, who's a lap down, to try and get some positions back. Carrington doing his best to try and work his way back to the lead lap through aggressive driving and clean driving, as well as a little bit of luck with lucky dogs and cautions. There's on the right side of your screen, there's Johnny Eckert now. DJ Weeks Jr., he's joined the fray as well, trying to catch into this pack, the 2nd and 3rd place drivers. We're going to do an onboard with Weeks for 1 lap and just listen to how much these guys are trying to fuel save and back up their corners. That's what it looks like and sounds like aboard these ARCA Menards race cars here at Rockingham. And a great view of the battle for second. That's Johnny Eckert trying to make a move on Kyle Hall. Meanwhile, they've got James Silvers on the outside, number 17. He has got a little bit more repairs done on that car, carrying a little bit better pace now. But you can see just how battle-worn that number 17 is. Johnny Eckert trying to make a move at Hall. He's going to dive it down low into turn 1. Can he make it stick? They come out side by side into 2. Hall's on the outside. Might have a little bit more momentum. Excuse me, that was out of 4. Here come Eckert down the inside, going into turn 1. Looks like he's going to make the pass, and here comes DJ Wakes Jr. He's going to try and gain a position as well. So just like that, Kyle finds himself losing almost 2 spots here at Rockingham. He's going to drop down low, fend off DJ Weeks Jr. and the number 97, but Eckert's going to move up to second place. He's our points leader. He finds himself about 1.5 seconds back from race leader Zach Rogers. And Rogers and Eckert are running very similar lap times right now. Oh, just like that, another caution. Josh Thompson, Mr. Thiel involved. Let's grab you the replay for this one. Thompson is in the 51 you see right here. Now let's see where Thiel, that's Thiel in front of him in the 01 machine. Thiel gets a little bit loose. Thompson nowhere to go. A huge hit to both cars. And I think both drivers are going to absolutely hit. Oh, they do. They smack the inside wall. So no driver coming out unscathed on that one. And that will bring out the 11th caution of the night here at Rockingham for the All-American ARCA Series. Drivers starting to enter the pit lane. That is pretty much everybody. Zach Rogers, Johnny Eckert, Kyle Hall, DJ Weeks, Christopher Heller, Westergreen, Vandermeed, Martin, Mathis, Pearson, all coming in for most likely their final pit stop of the night, barring any cautions. But we've seen tonight with 11 cautions so far. Still plenty of opportunity for bad luck to rear its ugly head. We'll watch the drag race out of the boxes here. Looks like previous race leader Kyle Hall, he's going to take 4 tires and a full tank of gas. I don't see anybody in the top 10 except possibly Bruce Pearson maybe on a 2-tire strategy for this one, trying to gain a couple spots. And meanwhile, Ryan Dipple stays out. Zachary Nurnberger, Johnny Eckert. No, excuse me, Eckert came in that last time by. So it's going to be Dipple and Nurnberger out front that did not come in that last time by. But here we go. They're going to drop into pit lane later on in the run. And then Johnny Eckert should be your new race leader here. Let's see what happens. 34 laps here to go at Rockingham. You can see a bunch of cars get a wave around here. As Zachary Nurnberger still shows up front. He is in the 32. Nurnberger, he's 34th in points, a career best so far by 24th place at Phoenix. He wants to get out front, show what he's got now that he's got some clean track in front of him. He is on 30-lap older tires than the competitors around him, but he's going to do his best to hammer down on this restart of the 32 and show everybody what he's made of. So let's see, it's going to be Nurnberger on the inside. Johnny Eckert, the number 90, he's on your outside. Second row will be Zach Rogers, Kyle Hall. Third row will be DJ Weeks Jr. and Christopher Heller. And then you got Michael Vandermeed, David Westergreen. So many fast guys still up here. No idea which way it's going to go, but pace car will be in this time by. And then we're going to put the horsepower down here at Rockingham. Here they go. Nurnberger with a great launch. Johnny Eckert stays glued to him on the outside. And then Nurnberger pulls over. Nürnberger thinking to himself, I've got nothing I want to do up here, so he's going to pull to the inside and let the entire field by. It's a brave remove caught, and we'll see how it works out for him later on the run. But right now it's Johnny Eckert out front, tailed by Zach Rogers. A quarter of a second separates these two competitors. Meanwhile, in third, you've got DJ Weeks. He's batting with Kyle Hall. DJ's on the inside, Kyle's on the outside. Kyle gets a little bit of a wiggle, holds on to it. And here comes Vandermeed. We've seen him use the bumper once already tonight. He's going to try and square up behind Vandermeed. Keep pushing forward. Vandermeed drifts to the high line. Weeks goes to the high line. Vandermeed goes low. They're swapping back and forth. Zach Rogers has put down his best lap of the session, a 23.37. Our current fastest lap time here tonight. But they are shuffling and grinding as Vandermeed leads Dennis Weeks Jr., Kyle Hall into turn 3. Behind them, Christopher Heller, the number 11. He wants back out front. David Westergreen, the number 93. He's running fantastic tonight, up in 7th. And things are going wild here in the top 10 as DJ Weeks gets passed by Vandermeed on the inside. Kyle Hall, excuse me. Now they're going to try and chase down Vandermeed, but man, look at the bump in the grinding. Now Heller's going to dive to the inside, try and get past DJ Weeks Jr. Westergreen following behind Heller. And now look at DJ Weeks Jr. He's going to dive it down inside of Kyle Hall going into turn 1. The battle for 4th through 7th is absolutely wild here, ladies and gentlemen. And now here comes DJ Weeks Jr. again. He's going to dive it down low. He's accompanied by Christopher Heller on the low line. Kyle Hall is going to find himself getting shuffled back. 27 laps to go. 27 still laps to go. Things may have calmed down for just a moment. DJ Weeks Jr., he's currently 4th in this massive pack. Behind him, Christopher Heller, Kyle Hall, David Westergreen separated by just a little tiny bit. These guys are going to try and drop single file for just a little bit. They want to catch Vandermeed, who's about 1 second ahead of this massive pack of fast race car drivers. Vandermeed's got no draft support from in front of him or behind him. Your lead pack, Johnny Eckert, Zach Rogers, are doing their best to escape the mayhem behind them. I don't predict you'll see any big passes here as these guys are going to try and save a little bit of tires and keep chugging away. But this is where things are going to get very, very dicey. DJ Weeks still gaining time on Vandermeed. He's got the support of the drafting behind him. Weeks has Christopher Heller right in tow. They're trying to catch up to Vandermeed. 0.6 of a second separates 3rd place from 4th place. As DJ is going to keep chugging along, trying to get closer and closer to the number 7. It looks like that last time by, though, they ran almost identical lap times, so Vandermeed's starting to find a little bit more speed. 25 laps to go here at Rockingham. Anything can happen. Johnny Eckert still out front. Zach Rogers 2nd. Vandermeed 3rd. Weeks 4th. And Christopher Heller rounding out our top 5. A lot of big names in the mix of it here today as the laps are slowly dwindling. All of these competitors pitted on lap 163 to 168, so everybody on very similar tire sets. Weeks and Heller running nose to bumper, trying to catch up to Vandermeed. They still have about 0.6 second gap between themselves and Vandermeed, who is in 3rd place in the number 7 machine. But here comes Heller on the inside of DJ Weeks Jr. saying, hey, it's my turn. I'll lead us up there to Vandermeed. You just give me a good, strong push. So Heller makes the spot for 4th place over DJ Weeks Jr. While they're doing that, though, they lost time to Michael Vandermeed. Vandermeed still now has about a 0.9 of a second gap to 4th place, Christopher Heller. And let's see, can this second pack catch up to Michael Vandermeed? At one point, it was up to almost a full second. It's back down to 0.68 of a second. Zach Rogers, Johnny Eckert running side by side for the lead up front. That was Devin Scroggins in the 66, makes his way for the lead drivers. Eckert's on the high line. Rogers on the low line. They're still dicing and battling. That's going to allow Michael Vandermeed to catch up just a little bit as these competitors are going side by side for the majority of the racetrack, ducking back single file, driving very, very smart, knowing when to pick their battles and when to gain some momentum and try it again later on the run. As Eckert leads another lap, Zach Rogers follows in tow in his number 5 machine. Zach Rogers with Cornerstone Motorsports trying to get us some much needed points for his team as they're going to break down single file once more around this racetrack. Meanwhile, back in third, Vandermeed finds himself losing time to Christopher Heller in 4th place. Heller's got the support of DJ Weeks Jr., Wester Green, and Curtis Martin. Half a second separates 3rd and 4th as we sit. Can Heller and DJ get that drive, get their way up there and start battling for 3rd? Or will you see them go back and forth, try and battle in their own position as 1st and 2nd place, Eckert and Zach Rogers keep extending that lead over the rest of the pack. Vandermeed currently holds a 0.7 of a second gap to 4th place, Christopher Heller. Tire wear going to start coming into play for these drivers. And you'll start seeing the lap time slowly fall off. And it'll be a battle of the average lap times. Who can keep that minimum, that average lap time the lowest for the longest. A lot of great racing on this green flag run as it sits. 13 drivers still on the lead lap. 26 drivers started the race, but only half remain on the lead lap. It's been a race of carnage, hurt feelings, and bent body panels, but always a good time as these guys are still pushing hard. Heller, he's worked it down to a half-second gap to himself and 3rd place Michael Vandermeed. He's got about a half-second behind him to DJ Weeks Jr. running in 5th. Heller's doing his best to charge hard. He's got 15 laps to go. As Vandermeed, he's going to run into lap traffic. That's the number 51 of Josh Thompson. Can Heller do it? Can he work his way up to a podium after a roller coaster overnight? Or will Vandermeed, the number 7, drive defensively and keep Heller at bay? There's lap traffic still coming into effect. The 51 gets into the wall. Again, that was Josh Thompson doing a great job holding on to it. That must have scared that lead pack. Heller has worked it down to about 0.45 seconds to 3rd place Vandermeed. Here he comes. He's a man on a mission. He's got the draft. He's got the target of Vandermeed in his crosshairs. Heller's going to drive the wheels off the number 11 butt kicker sponsored machine. Here we go. We're about to see a battle. Less than 0.4 of a second separate them. 12 laps to go. Johnny Eckert has a full second over 2nd place. Zach Rogers, Vandermeed, again about 0.4 of a second ahead of Heller. Heller, he's got about 1.3 seconds over 5th place, but look at the battle of lap cars ahead of him. That's going to really slow things down for the lead drivers. A smorgasbord of racers trying to stay on the lead lap. Everybody battling for position. As Heller's going to dive it in deep. There's smoke in front of him, trying to get around lap traffic. That's the 41 machine, goes high. He's using the draft of everybody he can. Ryan Dipple, he gets out of the way. The number 17 of James Silvers, he gets out of the way. That's going to lose time to Heller. He's lost time. He's about 0.75 seconds, 0.8 behind Vandermeed now. So Vandermeed able to get through lap traffic just a little bit better than Heller can. Heller, he's got 10 laps to go. He sees Vandermeed right in front of him, as well as the lap car of Zachary Nurnberger. Nurnberger involved in that big incident, getting absolutely dumped early on in the race. Heller charging hard. 9 laps to go. Not sure if he's going to have enough laps to make it up there to the number 7 and try and battle for 3rd place, or if he's going to have to be happy sitting in 4th. He can see Vandermeed in front of him. He knows now is the time to push, to let it all hang out with only 9 laps to go. Tire wear is no longer a concern. You got to use every little bit you've got. He's whittled the gap back down to 0.6 of a second. 8 laps to go. He ran a tenth of a lap faster than Vandermeed his last time by. With 8 laps to go, that is not enough ground to be making up one at a time. Let's see what these competitors can do this next time by. That'll paint the picture to see if Vandermeed able to carry a little bit better pace than Christopher Heller, or will Heller have to drop at least 3/10 on Vandermeed to get back up there. Heller put down a 24.33, Vandermeed a 24.33. No, excuse me, a 24.4. So while Heller is a little bit faster right now, don't think he's going to have the laps unless Vandermeed really falls off the pace here. Johnny Eckert still out front. Zach Rogers second, Michael Vandermeed third, Christopher Heller fourth, and DJ Weeks Jr. is our top 5. As these guys are pushing hard. 6 laps to go. Heller's last lap was a 24.39. He's about 0.05 of a second faster than Vandermeed. Vandermeed does have to contend with lap traffic. That's Thiel in the 01 in front of him. But I don't think it's going to slow Vandermeed down a whole lot, as Christopher Heller doing everything he can to try and reel in the number 7. The number 7 is going to dive it down inside of lap traffic. Let's see what happens here. That's the number 5 machine, who hits the wall hard and may bring out the caution here. That's Zach Rogers. Yellow flag is out. Oh, things are about to get spicy here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get you that caution and replay just a moment. That's going to be Zach Rogers. Zach Rogers, number 5, did a good job. He was trying to yield the low line to lap traffic. The problem is his car was so tight at this point, it naturally wants to pull you up the racetrack. He gets pulled into the wall. Number 11, maybe give him a little bit of a shove, but absolutely drills the inside wall. Does a very good job locking up the tires, trying to get out of the race line as the front bumper just falls off that number 5 machine. Let's go live and out front. This is where things are going to get very, very exciting. Johnny Eckert out front. Michael Vandermeed shows in second. I'm not quite sure what happened to our second place runner. So now Christopher Heller is going to move into third place. Zach, I'm a little confused what just happened. Oh, that was second place, Zach Rogers. So yeah, that was second place, Zach Rogers having a moment. So I'm not sure what happened there that caused him to hit the wall. I guess his car just tightened up too badly on him. But now Vandermeed is in second place. Heller is now in podium contention in third. DJ Weeks Jr. has moved up to fourth. And then one of our fan favorites, David Westergreen, broadcasting extraordinaire. He's worked his way up to fifth. So we're looking like it's going to be green-white checker conditions here at Rockingham. Eckert's going to be out front. Vandermeed second, Heller third. I do not know what's going to happen, but what I can promise you is it will be nothing less of spectacular as we bring out the 12th caution of the night, most likely our final caution of the night. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Eckert's been running strong all night. He's most likely the fan favorite to bring it home with the win. But Vandermeed and Heller have been running identical paces for the most part. DJ Weeks Jr., he wants in the mix. Westergreen, he's looking for a career best so far. Let's see what's going to happen here at Rockingham. I know everyone is on the edge of their seats because I sure am. Johnny Eckert will be starting on the inside. Michael Vandermeet on the high line. Heller will also be on the inside. To his right is DJ Weeks Jr. All these guys have been driving very, very good all night long. Seen a lot of green flag runs develop, but it's time to let it all hang out as these guys are going to be pushing, bumping, and grinding all the way to the end here, doing whatever it takes to bring home for some of these competitors their first win of the season. Let's see you. We said tire saving wasn't a big deal. Let's see who's got the best tires still underneath them. Pace car is in. All eyes on Johnny Eckert, the number 90. Eckert gets a great launch. Vandermeet does not get the launch he wants. Heller's going to move up to second place. They're going to dive it into turn one. It is Eckert, Heller, and then DJ Weeks Jr. on the inside. Vandermeet still hung out to dry on the high side, gets into the wall. He's going to lose a lot of time there. DJ Weeks Jr. is going to dive into the inside. Vandermeet, oh no, a big crash. There goes the 04 machine of Curtis Martin. Goes for a spin. Curtis Martin involved, Bruce Pearson involved. Hate to see that for Pearson. Such a likable guy, does a great job running out there. Let's try and get the replay here. As the caution came out and then the yellow flag. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, or if we're going to end under caution here tonight, but we're going to grab that replay. So watch Curtis Martin in the 04 machine. Gets a little bit of, we're not going to call that a love top. He gets a hard shove from the 93 machine of David Westergreen. And then carnage on the backstretch as a lot of cars getting collected. Spun around, hit, pulverized, choose your own objective. It's a Mad Libs out here. As poor Bruce in the number 22 just doesn't have any luck but bad luck and finds himself involved in a series of unfortunate events. So let's see what happens to Pearson here in the 22. Pearson nowhere to go, starts to slow down to try and get out of the way, goes high, and then gets absolutely demolished from the number 17 of James Silvers. So ARCA brake in full effect. Some people refusing to yield, but let's go live. As that was going to finish out the race, Johnny Eckert's going to bring it home in the lead. Christopher Heller second, and DJ Weeks Jr. in third will round out our field. What a spectacular night. Nobody really saw that coming. I know I sure didn't. I was going to try and get our drivers into the waiting room here for the All-American ARCA Series. Get the shot, a well-deserved shot of Johnny Eckert burning it down in the number 90 machine. A good run tonight. Unfortunate to enter under caution for our competitors, but still a great race from start to finish. Eckert, he's going to make that his fourth win of the season. His only second place and not a win was at Auto Club. So well done to Eckert for another great showing in the number 90 machine. Up first, we've got DJ Weeks Jr. in the number 97, bringing it home in third. Dennis, what a wild night tonight, my friend.
Yeah, it was a battle, man. I something just felt off all week when I was practicing. I was like, man, I might be struggling this one. And I'm usually pretty good here, but to come home third, I'll take it all night.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good drivers just having bad luck and bent body panels. That last run was wild. We hate to see it finish under caution like that. But were you worried at all that Vandermeet, Westergreen were coming up for you, or did you feel pretty comfortable out there?
I felt like a fourth place car right there. So, Vandermeet was pretty quick, but the yellow saved me. I'll take it, outlaw 1 and 3. And I know D West got the penalty there at the end, but he would have been 1, 3, and 5. So it was a great night for the team.
Oh, always a pleasure. DJ, before we let you go, my friend, anybody you'd like to thank, sponsors, friends, family that may be watching along at home today?
for my team, Outlaw Racing. Johnny's kicking our butt still. I gotta figure it out. Everybody in the league does races clean, races are fun. You for broadcasting it, Casey and Kyle, and of course, let me be part of it and throw this thing together.
Oh, always a pleasure, DJ. We hope to see you up on the podium next week. It is going to be a barn burner as we get ready to go to Charlotte at a 1.5 miles or so. Hope to see you there, my friend.
Have a good night.
That was third place, DJ Weeks Jr. Up next, you've got second place, Christopher Heller in the number 11. Heller, what a spectacular finish. I don't think I had any idea what was going to happen. How are you feeling later on in that run as we got closer and closer to the finish line?
Well, I was hoping that we'd get that caution about, I don't know, with like 15 to go, because I feel like I had something for him with 15 laps, but when you get a caution with like 3-4 laps to go, it's just, I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to get podium, and I was able to do that.
A fantastic run. We saw you with a massive run earlier on the night. It seemed like you went for the undercut strategy. As that green flag developed, we saw you cutting through the field like a scalpel. How scary is it to come around cars that are on 50, 60 lap older tires than you as you've just left the pits?
Well, the important thing is you got to be patient, right? So you just got to methodically move your way up. There's no point in trying to get up to the front as fast as you can because you're faster than every single car that's ahead of you already. So I was just trying to be patient with it, and when I saw cars sliding up, that's when I made my strikes and I made my passes, and that's how I got up to the front. And then I had to navigate a bunch of lap traffic through there, and I was pretty upset when that caution came out, because that pretty much was the end of my strategy. So I just came down and got fuel just so I could at least make it to the end in case we didn't have another yellow. But yeah.
Well, a great run tonight, Christopher. You made it look easy. A well-deserved second place today. You did fantastic. Before we let you go, if you'd like to thank anybody out there that might be tuning in, the floor is yours, my friend.
Oh yeah, I would like to thank my parents for watching. I would like to thank Brandon Burkowski, even though he's not here tonight, for the 2511 team. Thank you guys for the broadcast, and I want to congratulate Johnny Eckert on yet another victory.
Awesome. We'll see you next week in Charlotte, Christopher. We wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Yep, thank you.
All right, up next, the man of the hour, Johnny Eckert, going for another win here at Rockingham. Johnny, what a great run tonight. Were you at all worried at the very end? We started seeing a little bit more cautions and restacking the field. How was that making you feel as we developed the race there?
I thought my race was over when that one caution came out. That ended that one streak. I don't know how long the run was up to that point, but when we had that caution, was it like 30 to go that I pitted? I thought that caution was going to be the one that ended my race. I was prepared. I had lost all qualifying or short run speed. In practice I had done a 60-something lap run, and just to check what the tire wear and stuff was going to be like, and I was happy with my pace, but when I went back to the qualifying trim, I just didn't have the speed anymore in short run. I don't know if it was just because I was comfortable running a certain way or what, but when we had all these cautions, I felt, and back to qualifying again for a second, qualifying showed it. I mean, I should have run better, but I didn't. I did still get a 5th time, which is good, but I probably could have gotten more out of it. But then come to the race with these short runs back to back to back to back, you have to make the decision. Are you gonna push it and try to be fast and figure out what you have, or are you going to just go for the long run? And the whole race opted to go for the long run. So when we got to that final pit stop, that's when I kind of threw all caution to the wind and decided, you know what, it's either win or nothing at this point. So yeah, I had my two outlaw teammates were kind of more conservative on their tires. So if we did go green and I did wear my stuff out, that maybe one of them would have been in position, but worked out for me, I guess.
Yeah, always a great run. Now, I think that's the 4th win of the season, if I'm checking my notes here correctly, only having 1 second place finish. How are you feeling going into Charlotte, another cookie-cutter 1.5 miles next week? We've had some varying racetracks. We had Las Vegas, we had Rockingham, we had Auto Club. So how do you feel going back to a 1.5 miles and kind of your home track style at least?
Yeah, I haven't run at Legacy Charlotte in a while, so I'm interested to get there, but I have a feeling that it's going to run similar to how we ran here with, kind of like a bottom feeder track, and at Vegas too. It's probably going to be a similar style. I'm just hoping to stay in front of whatever potential chaos, because today I had some really close moments to getting absolutely. I mean, I got hit by the one lap car early on in the race that I thought that was going to end my race, but I avoided some big wrecks tonight, and I'm hoping to stay in front of that the whole race and see what turns out. I'm looking forward to it, but yeah, that this Charlotte track is the biggest question mark for me coming up, through all the races so far. I don't have much I don't have any recent experience there, so it's been a while.
Well, Eckert, I mean, a great run as always. You've been running very, very clean, and you're developing a lot as the driver as the season goes on. Before we let you go, my friend, does anybody like to thank that maybe tune in tonight? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you for putting on for broadcasting this. We try to put on a good show, and it's great racing. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen, even with those cautions at the end. But I want to thank my Outlaw teammates, DJ Weeks and David Westergreen, who were in the race. Robert Hill, who was once again couldn't come out to race tonight, but hyping us up beforehand and wishing us well. They actually did practice with us a little bit the other day too. We want to thank the admins for all their work, everything they did. I know that they put a lot of effort to making sure that we had a good raceable setup tonight, and I think we did. I mean, it seemed like up front there was always someone trying to get the lead and battling for the lead the whole race. So yeah, Casey, Kyle, DJ, Joseph for race control. And yeah, we're retiring this scheme after tonight. The Euros end this weekend, so we're this is the last time you'll see the scheme on this car. So yeah, maybe the luck will go with it. I don't know.
Well, we always wish you the best of luck, Johnny. We'll see you next week at Charlotte, my friend.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You as well, sir. And that is going to bring it home here at the North Carolina 200 by the All-American ARCA Series. A rocky road here at Rockingham, but they made it through the end and put on a fantastic show for everybody from across the world tuned in tonight. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting and the All-American ARCA Series, I'm James East in the booth, always bringing the action, 1080p, 60 frames a second. We will see you next week, same time, same place at the All-American ARCA Series as we get ready to go to Legacy Charlotte. I hope you all have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.